I'm Zeke from Jigs, Nevada. This is Duncan, and this is what I'm doing right now.
This is Kelsey's first ChickfilA experience. Kelsey, how would you rate your ChickfilA experience?
I started crying at one point.
Not because it was good, though.
Spice?
No, it was too much.
Too futuristic?
It was too
Because
futuristic.
they had a trash compactor instead of a regular trash can, and that made Kelsey cry.
Bizarre. I went to go throw something in the trash can and it had like a lid on it and it was just like, this is not a trash can. Use our trash compactors. And I was just like, ah! Their chicken is real chicken. Their nuggets aren't like meat glue. I would eat there again. Yeah. I really liked the barbecue or the buffalo and ranch combo. And so if I was like, I feel like I want to eat healthier but fast food, I would go to Chick-fil-A.
So do you feel like a 4 out of 5 stars is a good rating?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
4 out of 5 stars. We've come to a Japanese market in Yorba Linda, and Kelsey's really excited. Here's my Tokyo Central haul. I got a crunchy roll, some pandas, chopsticks. Gory likes chopsticks, so I got him some pink chopsticks, and I got myself some black and gold chopsticks, but I don't know what that says, so it might say something
Inappropriate.
I assume not inappropriate, but not super relevant to me.
No.
Apparently these drinks have a marble at the top, and you have to use this thing to push the marble into the drink. Oh. And now it's fizzing? The marble's right there. Mm-hmm. Weird. Why? I like that. Okay, I'm hanging out with my brother who has been working on some kind of secret music project. What are you willing to disclose publicly about what you're working on?
The name of the project is Loon Collar. I got that name because there was a song I was working on whose working title was Loon Collar. Like when I write music, I just like to close my eyes sometime and have the chorus on loop, and I'll just try to imagine imagery that comes to mind. And for one of the songs, I imagined this Native American man at night in the forest sitting on this rock having a little conversation with the moon, and that there's a synth in the chorus, and that to me that was the moon speaking. I just kept falling in love with that idea, and hey, no, you're fine. And eventually to the point where I really like the idea of having this story based around this Native American who's astral projecting out of his body or something crazy. Yeah, so I decided to eventually just call the entire project Loon Collar.
So is Loon Collar the name of the album that you're working on? Is Loon Collar the name of the entity that is making the album?
Yeah, so Loon Collar is the band, but also that to me is the mascot, who I imagine being this, in this universe it takes place in, I imagine it being in kind of like Star Wars, it's in the future, but then there's sand people who are kind of primitive. Mm-hmm. Loon Collar is this futuristic Native American-esque entity, even though it's not obviously Native American because he's on some other planet, but that kind of tribal, very connected with nature, I guess, thing.
So my brother let me listen to the current versions of all of the songs on his EP that he's working on. And then we spent some time talking about his philosophy behind the writing process and his creative processes for art in general. And I can just so totally tell that he and I are related, because without having had any previous conversations about these particular things, he and I have ended up feeling exactly the same way and coming up with incredibly, sometimes scarily similar ideas about what we want our music to sound like and be interpreted like, the kinds of emotions and ideas that we want to convey with that kind of thing. So basically we just spent a couple hours talking about our approach to certain musical things and going oh my god, that's exactly the way that I did it, or Oh my god, that's exactly the way that I think. Which is not surprising, because we're related. I'm on my way back to the Chin's house now. I do have to get to sleep relatively soon because we're supposed to leave super early in the morning. We're driving all the way to Salt Lake City tomorrow. It's like a 9-hour drive, and I want to be able to have some time to spend with the Voileses instead of just arriving at midnight and having to leave by 9 a.m. the next morning.